Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are discussing about NISM Series 15 Research Analyst Mock Test Part 1. First of all, let's see what is the actual exam pattern. Test duration is 2 hours, exam fee 1500, total number of questions are 100, out of 100, 92 are normal multiple choice questions of 1 mark each and 2 case based questions. For each case contains 4 questions of each 1 mark. Maximum marks 100, pass marks 60, negative marks 25%, certificate validity is 3 years. And this is the link for register for the exam. First question, value added tax is levied on option A, imported products, option B, sale of products, option C, production, and option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option B, sale of products. Next question. Which of the following is stages in the economic life cycle? Option A, boom, option B, expansion, option C, recession, and option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Which of the following statement provides information on the company's financial position, that is assets, liabilities, and etc.? Option A, balance sheet, option B, profit and loss statement, option C, shareholding pattern, and option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option A, balance sheet. What are the important qualities of good research analyst? Option A, ability to read and comprehend financial statements and reports. Option B, good Excel and other data analytical tools. Option C, ability to ask pertinent questions. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Reverse repo rate is option A, the rate at which the central bank borrows money from commercial banks. Option B, the rate at which the central bank lends money to commercial banks. The correct answer is option A, the rate at which the central bank borrows money from commercial banks. An industry where rivalry is high, then the end result will be higher or lower pricing power, and incomes for the industry participants is higher or lower. The pricing power is lower and income is lower. Adjusted book value refers to fair value of asset minus fair value of its liabilities. State whether it is true or false. The correct answer is option A, true. What is the process of converting securities held in electronic form into physical form? Option A, bookkeeping, option B, dematerialization, option C, rematerialization, and option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option C, rematerialization. Next question. Unhealthy practice in the securities markets includes which of the following? Option A, disclosure, option B, surveillance, option C, transparency, and option D, insider trading. The correct answer is option D, insider trading. Which of the following department covers banks, insurance, financial services provided by various government agencies and private corporations? Option A, Department of Financial Services, option B, Department of Revenue, option C, Department of Expenditure, and option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option A, Department of Financial Services. A XYZ company with net profit of 30 lakh and outstanding shares are 3 lakh. Then calculate EPS. Option A 5, option B 10, option C 15, and option D 20. The correct answer is option B 10. Which of the following authority regulates the insurance sector in India? Option A SEBI, option B IRDAI, option C RBI, and option D all of the above. The correct answer is option B IRDAI. An increase in the price of goods and services because demand being in excess of available supply is called option A cost push inflation, option B demand pull inflation, option C demand push inflation, and option D cost pull inflation. The correct answer is option B, demand pull inflation. What are the sources of weaknesses of company? Option A, high fixed cost. Option B, low margins that can easily turn negative in case of slowdown. Option C, higher customer concentration. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Next question. What is the formula of return on equity? Option A, PAT by net sales. Option B, PAT by net worth. Option C, EDI TDA by net sales. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, PAT by net worth. If an investor holds 200 shares of a company with a face value of 20 rupees each, a stock consolidation ratio is 5:1. Then how many shares that investor will have and what is the share price after split? Option A, 1000 shares, share price is 100. Option B, 1000 shares, share price is 4 rupees. Option C, 40 shares, share price is 200. And option D, 40 shares, share price is 100 rupees. The correct answer is option D, 40 shares and share price is 100 rupees. If interest rates are rise in the economy, then price of the bond would be option A, fall, or option B, rise. The correct answer is option A, fall. Next question. Macroeconomics helps us understand the option A, governments and central bankers formulate economic policies for achieving long-run economic growth with stability. Option B, drivers of income, savings, investments, and employment in an economy. Option C, how interlinkages across the economies work. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Next question. AUM or unit capital fixed in which fund? Option A, open-ended fund or closed-ended fund. Correct option is option B, closed-ended fund. Total assets of company are 3 crore and the liabilities are 1 crore. Calculate equity to asset ratio. Option A, 0.33, option B, 3, option C, 0.67, and option D, incomplete information. The correct answer is option C, 0.67. What is the risk in investments? Option A, market risk. Option B, inflation risk. Option C, liquidity risk. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. While raising capital, if capital is raised from the domestic market is called option A, onshore offering. Option B, offshore offering. The correct answer is option A, onshore offering. What are the various factors that drive secular trends? Option A, technology advancement. Option B, demographic changes. Option C, change in income levels. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Next question. In the SCP analysis, what are the several factors required to study about industry structure analysis? Option A, are there any threats from substitute products? Option B, how many players exist in the industry? Option C, how are equations between suppliers and buyers? And option D, all of the above. Option E, only A and B. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. What is the motive of buyback of shares? Option A, excess cash and lack of profitable investment opportunities. Option B, to give a value boost to the stock if it is seen as undervalued. Option C, buyback has a defensive strategy against a potential takeover. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. What are the main functions of RBI? Option A, issuer of currency. Option B, as the manager of foreign exchange. Option C, developmental role. Option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Next question. Arrange the following phases in order in the context of business life cycle. Business transitions to its journey. Growth stage, declining stage, mature stage, pioneering stage. The correct order is pioneering stage, growth stage, mature stage, and declining stage. Return on portfolio minus risk-free rate divided by beta equal to option A, Sharpe ratio, option B, standard deviation, option C, Traynor ratio. The correct answer is option C, Traynor ratio. Developed markets also have bonds whose coupons move inversely to the benchmark. These are known as inverse floaters. State whether it is true or false. The correct answer is option A, true. Next question. In financing cash flows on account of liabilities, borrowing money is positive or negative cash flow and redeeming debt and or equity is positive or negative cash flow. The correct answer is borrowing money is positive cash flow and redeeming debt and equity is negative cash flow. What does industry structure in structure conduct performance analysis refer to? Option A, industry growth rate. Option B, relationship among the various players in the industry. Option C, market size. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Delisting of shares refers to the permanent or temporary removal of the shares of a company from being listed on a stock exchange. The correct answer is option A, permanent removal of shares. What is the vertical force of Michael Porter's 5-force model for industry analysis? Option A, bargaining power of suppliers. Option B, bargaining power of customers. Option C, bargaining power of new entrants. And option D, all of the above. Option E, only A and B. The correct answer is option E, only A and B. Bargaining power of suppliers and customers. Understand the balance sheets and profit and loss statements of last few years, cash flows, assets and liabilities, etc. comes under which dimension of company study? Option A, qualitative, and option B, quantitative. The correct answer is option B, quantitatively. What are the various aspects are studied in fundamental analysis? Option A, cost structure of the company. Option B, competition intensity within the industry. Option C, financial position of the company. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Next question. Which tax is paid at the time of sale of securities? Option A, securities transaction tax. Option B, stamp duty. Option C, income tax. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option A, securities transaction tax. Which analysis helps us study the behavior data which can help us make an assessment of the future? Option A, descriptive studies. Option B, diagnostic studies. Option C, predictive studies. And option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option C, predictive studies. Traded value of the shares divided by the market capitalization of the company is equal to option A, traded value turnover ratio. Option B, stock turnover ratio. The correct answer is option A, traded value turnover ratio. Private placement of shares made by a listed company to certain identified categories of investors known as option A, qualitative institutional buyers. Option B, qualified institutional buyers. Option C, qualified investment buyers. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, qualified institutional buyers. Lower the yield, higher the duration, and hence the interest rate risk of the bond is higher or lower. The correct answer is option B, higher. Next question. Based on the cyclical nature, which category of industries witness extreme cyclicality in their revenues as they largely driven by economic cycle and or commodity cycles? Option A, defensive industries. Option B, deep cyclical industries. Option C, semi-cyclical industries. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, deep cyclical industries. Which of the following key metric used in the automobiles and capital goods industry? Option A, average ad realization per unit. Option B, capacity and capacity utilization rate. Option C, number of stores. And option D, all of the above. Option B, capacity and capacity utilization rate. Next question. In the SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses are internal or external to the company. The correct answer is option A, internal. Next question. Which of the following ratio is used to invest to get ownership right per unit of net assets of the company? Option A, enterprise value. Option B, return on equity. Option C, capital employed. And option D, price to book value ratio. The correct answer is option D, price to book value ratio. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India responsible for making and enforcing rules related to corporate insolvency resolution, corporate liquidation and individual insolvency resolution, and individual bankruptcy code. State whether it is true or false. The correct answer is option A, true. Next question. What is the negative of globalization? Option A, competition results in survival of the fittest. Option B, increasing divide between the rich and the poor. Option C, greater access to foreign culture in the form of art, movies, music, food, clothing, etc. Option D, both A and B. And option E, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, both A and B. Bank balances, inventory, share capital comes under current assets or non-current assets. The correct answer is option A, current assets. Next question. Real estate produce earnings in the form of option A, rental income. Option B, appreciated capital value on sale. Option C, both A and B. The correct answer is option C, both rental income and appreciated capital value on sale. In which category of fiscal policy measures when government spending is lower than its income? Option A, expansionary fiscal policy. Option B, contractionary fiscal policy. Option C, neutral fiscal policy. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B, contractionary fiscal policy. Next question. What phase of the business life cycle the industry has existed for long and most customers who can use the product are already using it? Option A, growth stage. Option B, mature stage. Option C, declining stage. And option D, reinvention and revival. The correct answer is option B, mature stage. Next question. Which of the following ratio is defined under efficiency ratio? Option A, accounts payable turnover. Option B, interest coverage ratio. Option C, return on capital employed. And option D, quick ratio. The correct answer is option A, accounts payable turnover. Next question. Whether company has stable and growing return track record. This parameter comes under option A, qualitative, and option B, quantitative. The correct answer is option B, quantitative. Next question. ABC company has 1 lakh outstanding shares and equity capital of the company is 2 crore. Then what is the face value of the company? Option A, 100. Option B, 200. Option C, 50. And option D, 500. The correct answer is option B, 200. Next question. Who are the regulators of the exchange traded funds? Option A, SEBI. Option B, RBI. Option C, both A and B. And option D, only A. The correct answer is option C, both A and B. Next question. Secular trends refer to long-term change that is occurring in the economy or industry. State whether it is true or false. The correct answer is option A, true. As for the BCG matrix, business segments which have slow growth rates and intensive competitive dynamics, which lead to low generation of cash, are categorized as option A, stars, option B, cash cows, option C, question marks, and option D, dogs. The correct answer is option D, dogs. If imports are more than exports, then country will have a current account surplus or deficit. The correct answer is option B, deficit. Which of the following considered under the current liabilities? Option A, deferred revenue, option B, short-term provisions, option C, advance from customers, and option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Which type of analyst publish research reports on the securities of companies or industries with a specific recommendation to buy, hold, or sell the subject security? Option A, sell-side analyst, option B, buy-side analyst. The correct answer is option A, sell-side analyst. Price to earnings ratio is computed as option A, net profit by earnings per share, option B, dividend per share by earnings per share, option C, market price per share by earnings per share, and option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option C, market price per share by earnings per share. Higher the per capita income, then the standard of living in the country is lower or higher. The correct answer is option B, higher. Which of the following industry characteristics defines suppliers' bargaining power is high? Option A, products or services do not have threat of substitutes. Option B, suppliers supply some critical inputs to buyers. Option C, switching cost for the customers is high. Option D, all of the above, and option E, both A and B. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. A stock split of 1:5 means split of an existing share into how many shares? Option A, 1 share, option B, 5 shares, option C, 6 shares, and option D, 3 shares. The correct answer is option B, 5 shares. Next question. Pledge is an act of taking loan against securities by the investor. Then the entity who is giving the loan against the securities is called option A, pledgee, and option B, pledger. The correct answer is option A, pledgee. National income of an economy can be measured through option A, income method, option B, expenditure method, option C, product method, and option D, all of the above. The correct answer is option D, all of the above. Interest paid on the bond or debt security is known as option A, coupon rate, option B, earnings, option C, maturity amount, and option D, principal amount. The correct answer is option A, coupon rate. Company that controls another company is generally referred as option A, subsidiary company, or option B, holding company. The correct answer is option B, holding company. Assets that are likely to benefit the organization over the long term is called option A, current assets, and option B, non-current assets. The correct answer is option B, non-current assets. Now it's a time to ask a question for you. The question is, if an investor holds 150 shares of a company with a face value of 30 rupees each, a stock split in the ratio of 1:5, then how many shares that investor will have and what is the share price after split? Your options are option A, 30 shares, share price is 8 rupees, option B, 750 shares, share price is 6 rupees, option C, 30 shares, share price is 200, and option D, 750 shares, share price is 150. Please mention your answer in the comments. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe for more videos.